If you're already collecting Social Security, this one is for you, because the cut everyone's talking about for 2032 is not just a problem for younger people. It hits the check you're getting right now. Let me say that clearly, because almost every other video gets it wrong. The 2026 Trustees Report, which just dropped this week, projects the retirement trust fund runs dry in late 2032, and when it does, benefits drop automatically by about 22% across the board for everyone collecting at that moment. Not just future retirees, not just new claimants, everyone. If you're 68 today, you'll be 74 when this lands, and under current law, your check gets cut right along with everyone else's. No congressional vote required. It just happens. Let me walk you through exactly what the report says, what it means for the money already coming into your account, and what you can actually do about it. First, let's kill the scariest misunderstanding, because the word insolvent makes people picture zero. It's not zero. Run out means one specific fund, the reserve the program has been leaning on, hits empty. After that, money is still pouring in every day from workers' paychecks, and that covers about 78% of what is promised. So your check doesn't stop. It shrinks from a full dollar to about 78 cents. That missing 22% is the cut. Hold on to that number, 78%, because it is the one that should reshape your budget, and hardly anyone is actually using it yet. Here's how the program works. Fast, because it explains the whole thing. Social Security was never a savings account with your name on it. The taxes coming out of a working person's paycheck today pay a retiree's check today. For decades, more came in than went out, and the extra piled into a reserve, the trust fund. Now the country is older, more people are collecting, and there are fewer workers behind each retiree. It used to be more than 5 workers per retiree. Now it is under 3, heading toward 2. Same promise, less money coming in to cover it. The reserve was the cushion that filled the gap. Late 2032 is when the cushion is gone. And here is the part aimed squarely at you, because the headlines bury it. This cut is not age-based, it is not need-based. The independent budget analysts who broke down the report were blunt about it. It would apply to all beneficiaries, regardless of age or need. So being already retired does not put you in the clear. You are not grandfathered in. That is the hard truth, and it is exactly why this matters more to a current retiree than to a 40-year-old. You have the least time to adjust, and you are the most likely to be living on the check itself, rather than treating it as a bonus on top of savings. Now there is one piece of hope here, and I am going to be straight about what it is worth. Some experts argue that if Congress ever steps in, they would likely protect people already collecting and put more of the burden on younger workers who have time to absorb it. That is possible. It would also be politically popular. Current retirees vote, and no politician wants to be the one who cut grandma's check. But, and this matters, that is a guess about a law Congress has not written yet. Today, on the books, the cut is across the board, and no one is exempt. So plan around what the law actually says, and treat the idea that they will probably protect retirees as a nice maybe, not a safety net you can lean on. Hoping is not a plan, and your budget cannot run on a bill that does not exist. Why did the date get worse this year? Last year's report said 2033. This year it moved to late 2032, a quarter closer in just 12 months. The cause is specific, and you should know it. A 2025 tax law, informally called the One Big Beautiful Bill, cut the taxes some people pay on their Social Security benefits. That is money in your pocket today, but those same taxes flowed back into the trust fund, so less is refilling it and the fund drains faster. The deeper lesson is the uncomfortable one. This date is not locked. It has moved before, and lately it has been moving in the wrong direction. So anyone who tells you do not worry, 2032 is the final answer, is guessing. it could just as easily move closer again. Let's put 22% into real dollars, because that's what you actually feel at the kitchen table. The average retired worker collects about $2,000 a month. Cut that by 22%, and you lose roughly $440 a month, about $5,300 a year. Gone from a budget you probably already locked in years ago. But here's something most videos will not tell you. The hit is not the same everywhere. It's bigger in some states, purely because average benefits are higher there. The budget analysts mapped this out state by state, and in 29 states the average cut would top $500 a month. The hardest hit states are mostly in the Northeast. Retirees in states like Connecticut, New Jersey, New Hampshire, Delaware, and Maryland would see average cuts north of $520 a month, because those states have higher lifetime earnings and bigger checks to cut. If you're in one of those states, your exposure is real money, well over $6,000 a year. And in states like Maine, West Virginia, and Vermont, more than a fifth of the entire population would feel it, because so many residents rely on Social Security. So this is not an abstract national statistic. It's a number with your state's name on it, and it's worth knowing where you stand. For a married couple where both collect, the combined hit runs around $18,000 a year. For most retired households, that is not trimming the extras. That is the property taxes, the prescriptions, and the car payment, all landing in the same year. Now, if you've lived a while, you might be thinking, haven't we been here before? And you're right, which is actually the most reassuring fact in this whole story. Back in 1983, Social Security was months from a shortfall, closer than we are now. Congress acted at the last minute with both parties accepting visible trade-offs. They gradually raised the retirement age and adjusted how benefits were taxed. It wasn't painless, but it stabilized the program for decades, and the politicians who did it were re-elected. So a fix is not fantasy. It's happened in living memory. The catch the trustees keep warning about is that waiting until the last second means the fix has to be more abrupt and more painful than if they'd acted early. The window for the gentle version is closing. So what can you actually do if you're already retired and save more for longer isn't an option? 3 real things. First, build your budget on the 78% number now, not in 2032. Take your current monthly benefit, multiply it by 78%, and look at that number honestly. Could your household absorb it if it hit next month? That's not a prediction. It's a stress test. If the answer is no, that breaks us. Then you have just found the single most important problem in your retirement, with years to work on it instead of weeks. Knowing beats hoping every time. Second, look hard at the gap between your fixed costs and that reduced number. If there is a shortfall, the levers for a retiree are different than for a working person. It is usually about reducing fixed expenses, rethinking housing costs, understanding what other support or benefits you might qualify for, and in some cases the claiming timing of a spouse who has not filed yet, because if one partner has delayed, there may still be a decision left to optimize. None of these are exciting, but knowing the real number is what turns them from panic into a plan you control. Third, and this is the lever current retirees most underuse, your generation votes and votes reliably. The 1983 fix happened because the pressure was real, bipartisan, and came from people who showed up at the ballot box. If you want the across-the-board cut replaced with something that protects current beneficiaries, the people who decide that are running for re-election between now and 2032, that's genuine leverage, and most retirees never pick it up. And if you have kids or grandkids still working, here is the part to pass along, because it is their fight too. For someone decades out, the smart move is to plan now around a Social Security that may only pay 78%, and to build their own savings so they are never fully dependent on a check that is already projected to shrink. For you, this cut is a near-term budget problem. For them, it is a planning problem. They have plenty of time to win if they start treating that 78% as the realistic number today. Here is the honest good news, and it is real. 2032 is still years away. The cut is a gap, not a law of physics. and gaps can be closed by Congress at the national level and by you at the kitchen table. We have closed one this big before. The retirees who come through this fine will not be the ones who panicked, and will not be the ones who told themselves it could not possibly touch them. They will be the ones who looked at the real number, 78%, ran their own budget against it, found out where their state and their household actually stand, and knew their floor long before they ever had to stand on it. So that is what the 2026 report actually says. Not that Social Security disappears, that the retirement funds reserve is projected to run dry in late 2032, that checks then drop automatically to about 78% for everyone collecting, including you, that a 2025 law pulled the date closer, that some states get hit far harder than others, and that they'll probably protect current retirees remains a hope, not a law. The right response to all of that is not fear. It is an afternoon and a calculator. Your benefit times 78%, measured against your real monthly costs. Do that this week. The retirees who run that number now are the ones who will be steady in 2032, not because nothing happened, but because they saw it coming and got themselves ready.